Members of the Garifuna community in Brooklyn are mourning the death of one of their own. But in this culture, singing and prayer are more than just a way to send off the dead. They are also the Garifuna way to keep their endangered language alive. From old-fashioned venues like church to online digital technology, the Garifuna are mounting a multi-part effort to preserve their culture and pass on their language to the next generation. This series of Garifuna nursery rhymes is part of a recent initiative to immerse children in their language from an early age.
Garifuna is really one of the most amazing languages in the world, I think. It has a completely unique story. It's the last of the Caribbean languages to still be spoken.
Garifuna stems from a small group of Africans that avoided slavery. They moved to the Caribbean in the 17th century, where they fused their African language with native Caribbean languages. This left almost no Western influence on the culture.
The creolization that happened in Jamaican English and Haitian Creole, all of these are direct consequences of the social relations between slave and slave masters.
Today, New York is home to the largest Garifuna population outside of Central America, most of them residing in Brooklyn and the Bronx. And while the language slowly dies with the death of each older community member, the younger generation has decided that it must remain alive and vibrant.
Teofilo Colon Jr., Needy Bay. I just said my name is Teofilo Colon Jr. in the Garifuna language.
Teo Colon is a Brooklyn-born Garifuna who learned firsthand how easily languages become endangered.
My parents and all the older people in my family spoke the language growing up. And I think this is common amongst immigrants, but the emphasis was English, learn English. That's the language that's going to get you somewhere, get you a job, and provide a way to get along in this world. So with the emphasis being English, Garifuna wasn't as much of an issue, and I pretty much just accepted that.
A few years ago, Teo felt that he needed to reconnect with his culture, so he immersed himself in it. He started taking Garifuna classes, photographing community events, and built a website dedicated to connecting Garifuna from all over the world.
I actually been meaning to write a posting about that. It's now been 4 years. My first post was on February the 16th, 2010.
Thanks to Teo and others like him, there has been a slight resurgence of Garifuna in the form of books and classes. As for Teo, he hopes to inspire others in his community to follow in his footsteps.
You should care about speaking the Garifuna language because language is a part of your identity. Language is a part of who you are as an individual. And speaking the Garifuna language, or speaking a language period, it ties you in to who you are.
As global languages like Spanish and English become more widely spoken, the Endangered Language Alliance estimates that smaller languages, much like Garifuna, die at a rate of 1 every 4 to 6 weeks. If this continues, half the world's languages could be extinct by the end of the century. For 219 West, this is Nesh Pillay.